Hello, friends. You've stumbled across a short clip from the Daily Switch 2 podcast, which, believe it or not, is a podcast that is about the Switch 2 with new episodes released daily. What will they think of next? I have owned and played every single Mario Kart game that has come out at the contemporary time. My first Mario Kart game was obviously Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, which I owned back in the 90s. I didn't get it on launch, but I think I got it in 1995. And yeah, obviously Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo 64. That was a game that I actually picked up on launch. And every Mario Kart game since then I have bought and played extensively, and I enjoyed them all. The only Mario Kart game that I haven't played too much is Mario Kart Tour, the mobile phone game. I'm not a big mobile phone gamer, especially not kind of free-to-play games with microtransactions. That's not really my scene. I have quite an addictive personality, so it's probably not a good idea. I'm not saying that's a bad game by any standards. It's not for me, and I think a lot of people don't count it as a mainline Mario Kart game. But if you do, all power to you, and I hope you enjoyed it. But other than that, every other Mario Kart I have played extensively. And my opinions, what is my favorite Mario Kart game? From a nostalgia point of view, I want to say Mario Kart 64. Just to me, those courses, I just know them absolutely inside out. And it's the game that if we play multiplayer, I am beating you. That is the game that I know inside out, outside in. And I also just have so many fun, nostalgic memories of playing that multiplayer. To me, that's one of the best multiplayer games of all time. I love me some Diddy Kong Racing as well on the 64, and there are some fantastic kart races for the PlayStation as well during that era. But Mario Kart 64, there's something about it that just can't be beaten. It's still playable to this day. But realistically, nostalgia goggles taken off, I think we can all agree Mario Kart 8 is, or 8 Deluxe, I suppose, is pretty much the cream of the crop as far as kart races and certainly as far as Mario Kart games go. And I guess the reason why I say that is because I'm kind of in my head, I'm kind of thinking, is it the best kart racer of all time? Because I really, really love Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed. For me, that game, it just plays so good. The physics, when you transform into the boat, the physics feels just like Wave Race 64, and it controls really well. And when you turn into a plane, it controls really well. For me, various Mario Kart games obviously have air and water sections, but it never feels quite as satisfying from a physics standpoint as Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. That is a excellent game, but it's not quite as polished as Mario Kart 8, and arguably Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has more content as well. And here's the thing with Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 we've had for, 11 years now since it originally came out on the Wii U. God, that makes me feel old because it really doesn't seem like 11 years ago. But at the same time, it does feel like we've been playing the same Mario Kart a long time. And over a decade, we've been playing the same Mario Kart. Now, when it first came out, I was absolutely in love with it. I just thought, this is incredible, absolutely perfect, could not get any better. I remember looking at the graphics going, I can't imagine a Mario Kart could ever have better graphics than this. The courses were fantastic. The music was fantastic. It played so perfectly. And I just thought, this is as good as it gets. And then we had little bits of DLC here and there. The Zelda DLC and the Animal Crossing DLC were both very good value for money and real kind of novelty factor as well. It was really fun. I really enjoyed that. The small DLC of so you could have all the different colored Yoshis. And it was stupid, but I really liked the DLC where you could get the Mercedes tie-ins as well, the free DLC for the Mercedes tie-in. That was pretty cool, being able to ride around in a little silver SLK. But Then the Nintendo Switch was released, and I was an early adopter of the Wii U, so I'd already been playing Mario Kart 8 for a long time. So having Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with the Deluxe very much in inverted commas, at launch, it felt a bit. Uh, do I want to pay another £50 in order to play the game that I've already been playing, and it's basically the same? It doesn't really look very much better. It doesn't really play very much better. The only difference really that was substantial at the time of launch was the battle mode, and the battle mode was vastly improved. But £50 for battle mode, I wasn't so sure. But I understood that the Wii U had been a comparative failure, one of Nintendo's least successful consoles. I think probably the least successful, unless you count the Virtual Boy. So, and Mario Kart 8 was such an incredible game that I understood that it would have been a crime to leave it on a console that most people would never play. So, yeah, it absolutely made sense. But secretly, I was always hoping, I hope we get a Mario Kart 9 on the Switch, and we never did. But of course, what they did do was expand on Mario Kart 8. And to begin with, I was very excited about that because, as I said, I'd enjoyed the DLC before, the Zelda DLC, the Animal Crossing DLC. I felt like I got good value for money. I liked the courses. I liked the vehicles and the customization and everything that came with them. I thought that was great. So when I first heard we were going to get more DLC for Mario Kart 8, I was really excited. But then the DLC started to arrive, and yeah, it was a mixed bag. There's in the course packs there are some good courses. There's some good stuff included, but also a lot of it feels a bit like filler content. A lot of it was taken from the mobile game and wasn't really adjusted very much. So some of the new courses did not live up to the standard of design or the standard of graphics of the base game. And for me, this actually slightly soured me on Mario Kart 8. So it went from essentially being a perfect game. On the Wii U, I thought it was basically perfect. I just didn't like the battle mode. So then Deluxe came along, fixed the battle mode. Okay, now we have a perfect game. And then over time, they added more content. But because the content wasn't as high quality, I almost felt like it was diluting it. I know that sounds silly. I know for some people, they just don't understand it. They just say, well, how can more content mean that the game has got worse? Even if you don't like the new content, just ignore it. It's a freebie. It's extra. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You liked what you had at the start. You haven't lost anything. But for me, just the overall kind of polish of the package, it kind of tainted it a little bit. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 on launch, best Mario Kart by a landslide, one of the best games of all time, completely in love with it. But it's been 11 years, and over 11 years, I kind of slightly fell out of love with it, but it's still a good time. If you're ever around somebody's house and they say, hey, do you want to pop out some Mario Kart and have a multiplayer? Yeah, of course. It's always going to be fun. And gaming conventions and things like this, obviously, it's a staple. Mario Kart 8, it's a classic, but it's just, I guess maybe that's why, for me, something in the back of my head says maybe I prefer Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed to Mario Kart 8, because I don't have the but. With Mario Kart 8, I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. It's one of the best games of all time. But whereas Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, I can't really think of anything about that game that I don't like. Yeah, it might not be quite as polished. It might not have quite as much content, but it's more consistent, and I found it a good, fun time to play. Also, of course, the recent kind of Crash Bandicoot kart racing remasters and games have been excellent as well, and have had a huge amount of content added over time. And unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I feel the content that was added to the Crash stuff was fairly consistent in quality. But, overall, probably Mario Kart 8 is still the better game. But again, the Crash has more consistency. So consistency is something that I will be looking for with Mario Kart World. I'm sure it's going to be a good game. I'm sure it's going to be polished. But is it going to be consistently polished all the way through? that remains to be seen. Well, that was funny / sad / informative / stupid, wasn't it? Feel free to mentally redact to make that make sense with the clip that you just heard. I don't know what it was. I'm just recording a bumper. But if you enjoyed the clip, please give it a like. If you'd like to hear more, click subscribe, and you can find all the ways to listen to and support the full daily podcast at linktree/dailyswitch2. That's linktr.ee/dailyswitch2. Let's go! Did I sound like I mean that? I do. I really do.